Good afternoon and welcome to today's introductory press conference for the Denver women's basketball head coach. First, we'll have some words from Vice Chancellor Josh Burlow. Then you'll hear from the new head coach, Erik Johnson, and then we'll open it up to questions. So I will introduce Vice Chancellor Josh Burlow.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nico looks good today. Doesn't Nico look sharp today? Love the black suit, Nico. I'm going to be really brief because I think everybody is really, really excited to reconnect with our good friend Erik Johnson. So I'm going to share just a couple of comments. First and foremost, I don't know that I've been able to be part of a moment like this where you get to bring someone back home, but you're bringing someone back home that had a tremendous impact on a program, the winningest coach in the history, the modern history of Denver women's basketball, a coach who I heard no less than probably 150 times from 150 people about first, always character. Second, culture, and third, commitment to this institution and commitment to be successful. When we look for head coaches, that want to be a part of this great university and this great athletic department, and that was never a question. We look for great coaches who want to be an exceptional fit, and I think about how is this individual going to fit in the room with our incredibly talented head coaches. That was never a question. When it came to drive and compete level, that was never a question. So I don't want to say any search is easy because we take them so seriously. There's nothing that we do that's more important than bring in the head coaches who bring in the student athletes that build upon our culture and that build upon the rich history, tradition, and legacy that is Denver athletics. And I couldn't be happier about this result. Obviously, there are a lot of smiles in the room, but it is my distinct honor and privilege to officially welcome Coach Erik Johnson and his family, although I think it's more of a virtual hug that's going on here today, but it is so much fun to be part of this, and congratulations on all your success that's put us in a position that we can do this. It is so rare to bring someone back in this fashion, and I just couldn't be prouder that you're a pioneer again. So with that, Coach, congratulations. Laura Avery Daly, congratulations. Welcome back. I've heard stories about you running around Magnus, so and now to see you accomplish young women is really special. Congratulations to both of you as parents as well. So with that, Erik, Laura, welcome back. Go Pios.
I should probably use the mic. I warned the team back here. I'm like, watch out for these guys, man. Like that's the crazy alumni crew. But you guys are actually gonna get to know them a lot. We'll be doing a program called Ballers to Bosses, where with professional development, networking, like for your futures and everything. And if you guys can follow in these guys' footsteps in many ways, man, you're gonna be really, really successful. So thank you guys all for being here. This is incredible. I'm so honored to be here. I did bring some notes to make sure I don't mess it up too bad. I'm going to start by thanking Fairfield University and head coach Carly Tebow, athletic director Paul Schlickman, president Dr. Nemec. They brought me back into this world of college athletics where you guys know this is a crazy world right now. A crazy world of college athletics. There's a lot of people that are questioning, hey, what are we doing? Are we doing this right? And to be able to be inspired that this can still be done by great people, like treating people with kindness and respect, high character, even in the world of like I say, all the things that are going on with all the money. That find your people, and I tell people that all the time. Find your people. And so again, I just want to say thank you to Fairfield for helping me be re-inspired in this world and to come back and get to reconnect with all these people. I want to thank Chancellor Jeremy Hafner, Vice Chancellor Josh Burlow, Board of Trustees, Search Committee. For believing in me and for giving me this opportunity, right? It's, it's very nice to hear Josh talk about, how excited they are, but, this is not a foregone conclusion, right? You got to get the right fit, the right people at the right time. And their vision for what basketball is going to be at University of Denver was so inspiring, phenomenal. Their belief that obviously the move to the WCC, their commitment, their belief in me, And just their DU, it's a place that our family loves. And like I said, there's our family right here. And Josh, thanks for mentioning them. Obviously, they're a huge part of everything that goes into this. So thank you, Laura. The coach's wife, you guys all know there's a special place in heaven for coaches' wives. And, you've obviously been through a lot chasing me around this whole world and stuff. So thank you for, putting up with it and sticking with me and all those things. So, and then, Daly and Avery. Daly's like the better version of me, for those of you guys who don't know her, as she's grown up. And Avery's like Laura 2.0, and which is pretty cool. And, for one of the special bonds that we have with this crew is, they were around when our son Davis passed away, when we were here at DU. And Davis loved this place. Like, Josh was talking about the girls running around. Like, Davis would just like take off in Magnus Arena and go running around or whatever, and like somebody would just bring him back. Laura's like, I didn't even know he was gone. He's just running around. So I can't even tell you on how many levels this is a full circle moment. This is so special to us. Just like I said, the alumni, Pam, who had to mentor me as a brand new coach, as a rookie, had no idea what I was doing, and helped me figure it out. And again, I just thank you so much. So let's talk about DU women's basketball. All right. So we got a crew back here. Thank you guys for coming. They just survived their second practice this morning. So awesome. Great to see you guys. So I'm going to brag on this crew a little bit. A few years ago, right, this crew right here beat Colorado State 3 times, Wyoming, knocked off Minnesota. We got a Minnesota kid who banged 5 threes. Thank goodness, because I think she was like 1 for 20 before that in her freshman year. And she's one of the players that said nice things about me on Instagram, so we're good. We beat Oregon, we beat Vanderbilt when they were ranked and defending SEC champs. And so people ask like, well, what's your plan? How do you do this, right? What does the blueprint look like? So number one, you lean into who DU is, and it's one of the things that a lot of people have said that we did well was we leaned into getting people that really fit, really believed in this place, character, academics. State of Colorado, right? Again, this is a talent-rich environment, right? And making this a destination is huge. You want to recruit people that are selfless, right? People that care about others. From a basketball standpoint, high assists, right? Let's share the ball. Connected on defense, right? Let's play as a team. This group had a year where they were literally number 2 in the nation in field goal percentage. UConn was the only team that shot a higher percentage, right? And that's a testament to moving the ball, taking care of each other, right? Hooking each other up, and just so fun to watch. We're going to take advantage of the altitude. Right? Like, we won a lot of home games, gang, right? And we're going to do the same thing. These guys will tell you they're a little tired right now after doing a lot of transition, which they did great. They did great, right? And again, they were pushing each other this morning. So like, hey, let's keep going, right? And getting that attitude that like, yeah, I may be tired, but guess what? They're more tired, right? And again, I was really proud of you guys today. Like, these were not easy practices in the last couple of days, right? I've kind of wanted to set a tone in some ways. And this crew stepped up in big ways. I'm really, really proud of you guys. The other thing that I guess I'll mention is like creating one of the best things that has happened in this process is getting to hear this alumni group talk about what a great experience they had, and that they want that for the next generation. They want the younger players to be able to feel that experience, that feeling that you're part of something bigger than themselves, and then to look at you guys all being friends, playing rec leagues together, and doing all the things, right? It's just it's so cool. So thank you guys for still being here. On that experience side, again, I mentioned Carly Tebow, who I worked with at Fairfield for the last 4 years. And she had an unbelievable attitude about the transfer portal, right? So many coaches are, the transfer portal is terrible, it's hurting character. And her attitude was like, I think it's great. Treat your players better. And you know what? I really believe that's the key, right? She said, we want to create an atmosphere where people want to come and people want to stay. And if I can't create a great atmosphere that people want to be part of, right, that's on us. That's on me and my staff, this university, right? And again, we know we have all of the tools to be able to create that experience. And that's exactly what we're going to do, right? So again, it's not about convincing people to come or to stay, right? It's making them want to, right? And pouring into those relationships. Just a couple things about me, just because probably some of you guys are curious. Hey, what do you coach like? Whatever. Like I said, these guys are a couple days in. I think some of the things that are most important to me is finding the joy in what we do. This can be a grind. College basketball can be, it's daily, you're getting after, your body's hurting, your schedule's crazy, and we have to be able to enjoy what we do. We are so lucky. And again, for the current players, right, talking to these guys about, man, they wish they were back doing what you guys were doing. They wish their legs hurt like yours, right? They're sitting all there going, nodding. I would say one of my tools that I think I use pretty well is relentless positivity. I did a lot of work, for those of you guys who are familiar with Positive Coaching Alliance, and a lot of the sports psychology through, like, I think I can wear people down with, no, you're not going to get me mad. We'll just keep doing this, and I'm going to keep believing in you until I'm going to convince you. My mission is to help people be the best version of themselves. And it's as simple as that, right? So whatever I can do to help make people the best versions of themselves as a team, as individuals, that's what I want to do. From a recruiting standpoint, we need to recruit competitors who love the game. I think it's really hard to coach people who don't love the game and don't want to be in the gym and don't enjoy and embrace that process. They want. I'll talk about the transfer portal again. We're going to look for players that look for better culture, right? A lot of people in the transfer portal are looking to shoot more, play more, more money, whatever it is, right? We want to find people that they're looking to have a better experience. They're looking to be part of something special. They're looking to be, they want teammates that are going to have a great culture, right? Gang, great people win. Simple as that. Great people win. And that's one of the things that draws me most to DU is this place attracts great people, right? So it's a perfect fit for the way we want to do things. And I guess last thing I'll just say, like, this is an unbelievable atmosphere. Denver is, an incredible place for basketball, for college sports. We want to make that DU a destination, right? Destination for all the best players in Colorado, right? And we may not get them all, but darn it, we're going to try, right? And we're not going to be afraid to talk to anybody. And again, I think some of them, a good piece of them, are going to find out how special everything is. So like I said, I so many friends, so many family. I really do. You guys aren't allowed to leave till you meet this crew, okay? And start asking some stories about some of the old days and stuff like that. You'll have some ammo for me, but these guys are pilots for life, right? And like I said, my daughter's here, remembering going through, this place. Like, Daly was just up in the Goddesfeld room. She goes, "Is the globe still there?" And she went in and said, she goes, "It's right where I left it," right? And she's playing with the globe and stuff. So, they're probably going to be terrorizing this place again. So, guys, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for, this is embarrassing, but it's amazing. Thank you. I'm so excited to get to work and make you all proud of who we are. So thank you.
Questions for Coach Johnson?
Coach Johnson, Kyle Newman with the Denver Post. Nice to meet you in person.
What's going on? Thanks for writing the article about C right there.
Absolutely, music star. So tell me, last time you took over this job, Pioneers were 11-19. They're coming off another 11-19 season. How do you find the momentum instantly and trying to, recatalyze and restart this rebuild here?
Look, we just, I guess the best answer is, come watch us practice again tomorrow morning, right? These guys have embraced us. They've wanted to listen. They've wanted to be challenged. They've accepted coaching, and that's really the trick to coaching is players that actually are allowing themselves to be coached by you, right? And so again, I'm incredibly blessed to, again, that's one of the reasons you come to a high character university, right? You get to work with high character kids. And so, I was very blessed to find a group of players that was hungry to work and hungry to be held accountable in positive ways and hungry to connect with each other in better ways and hungry to figure out ways that we can put the ball in the basket better and prevent the other team from doing that, right? And what else can you ask for as a coach, right? So, like I said, great people win. People win. And so, we've started with a great group, and obviously the recruiting piece, we want to add to that group in all the ways that we can with more high character players. And then hopefully we do a decent job of not messing them up and we go win some ball games.
Coach John Stone with DU Publications. The move to the WCC, how attractive was that when it comes to this position?
Yeah, it's great. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm really excited. To be honest with you, it's not about anybody else. It's about us. It's about DU, right? Let's go be us. We didn't win because we were in the Sun Belt. We're not going to win because we're in the WCC. we're going to win because we're Denver, right? And we're going to do things the Pile way, right? And we're going to, so look, is it really cool? Like, we get to go to some cool destinations. Could it help us perhaps with a kid who maybe knows that she might be able to come back home multiple times or something? Sure, all good stuff. But as I said, at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing about the WCC, I will say, is it's another testament to the commitment that DU is making to be really, really good at basketball, right? Josh talks about basketball as like the last frontier. Like, there's so many. I mean, you look around this place. This is big time. How many people are winning at high levels? I mean, the Final Fours and the championships and things like that, right? And so, again, the WCC is a really good basketball league, right? And so the university saying, oh, this is really, really important to us, and we are going to resource and we are going to do whatever it takes to be really, really good at basketball. I think that's probably the coolest thing that I could say.
Coach, I'm wondering how much or what part of your coaching has changed since you last were here, and what can fans expect?
I'm going to apologize to these guys. I am smarter than I was, I promise you. These were my like test dummies in so many ways, right? So I learned a lot of things about what works and doesn't work, and obviously we had some success, but I was blessed to work with a group that was willing to accept a rookie coach and things like that. So, I mean, gosh, I can't even list the number of things I've learned. I guess probably I would say I've definitely learned it's less about me. I think when I probably started coaching, I was really fired up and then assistant forever and like, oh, I'm going to try this. We're going to run this offense, whatever. And I think the longer you're in it, like, it's not about me. It's not about what I know about basketball. It's what I can help them do. Can I help them connect with each other? Can I help them believe in themselves? Can I figure out ways to be able to put them in positions to be successful? And that's coaching. And, it's probably a lot less about my ego and how cool it is to be the head coach and stuff like that. These guys probably had to put up with a lot of that, to be honest with you, like, being self-reflective, to be honest with you. So that's probably the best way I could answer that one.
Coach, right here.
Yeah, sorry.
We talked about your wife, Laura, obviously, and what she's meant to you and your guys' relationship over the years. Obviously, she's a better athlete, right? But how has it worked over the last, since you left Denver and dealing with the loss of your son, your guys' relationship and what you went through at BC? How has you and your wife's relationship brought you back to this moment?
So for those of you who don't understand the reference, so Laura was the National Player of the Year at women's volleyball, right? So, yeah. So I've spent most of my adult life with my prized Hoop It Up 3-on-3 Intermediate Division runner-up trophy, sitting next to the Big Ten Athlete of the Year, Hondo Award, First Team All-American, National Team, all these things, right? So I know who I am. So thank you, Raf, for reminding me. I appreciate that. I also often say that any athletic deficiencies that my children have, there's no question where that came from. We were hoping Laura's genes would be a little bit more dominant in this case, but anyway, you guys have accomplished great things besides having a dad that's a little slow with short arms and things like that. But yeah, thanks for asking that question. I mean, a lot of people, there's been a lot written about when a loss of a child can tear a relationship apart, and there's been a lot of research about that. And Laura and I read a book. As you can imagine, when Davis died, we got a pretty extensive grief library of things that people had sent us. And one of the topics of one of the books was that, okay, yeah, are the stats not really great about relationships after the loss of a child? But it doesn't have to be that way. That basically whatever you've got is going to be more intense. So if you've got some problems dealing with the grief at that level, right, it's going to cause bigger problems. But if you have a strong relationship, it can actually be the opposite, right? It can actually bring you closer together, right? And so, to be honest with you, that gave us a vision of, how we wanted to do this with Daly and Avery and just ourselves, of just, let this drive us forward. Like let's appreciate life more. Let's honor his legacy in every way that we can. And again, I couldn't be luckier to have a partner to be able to go through all this with. So, thank you for asking.
Any other questions?
Yeah, nobody's going to want to try to follow that one up. So the people that we care about the most, just so you know, are the ones who can laugh with us and cry with us. And so it's okay to go from the tears to a joke, and that's actually good stuff, right? Right, babe? So, yeah.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
There will be a reception up in the Cottesfeld room. For those of you who have not been here before, we are heading in that direction and up the elevator to the 4th floor. Thank you all for coming, and Coach, congratulations.
guys.